Yeah, so it goes happy Halloween. A version of Barbie.
That's what our whole table dressed as Ken and Barbie.
Oh, did
For
they?
the party characters.
Yes.
Go to the Halloween party.
The guys have blonde wigs, we have blonde wigs. We have
He
pink,
said it was busy.
white gingham dresses with crinoline.
Oh, really? So they went all out.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah.
It was me, Marilee, and two other couples. Yeah.
Is Marilee coming today?
I don't know, I didn't ask her. I was surprised it's not clear.
We, when we first came down, the first year we had friends here in Laco, for the first time and the last time we were downtown on the 5th for
Yeah.
Halloween. Don't ever go there.
Oh, yeah, it's
It was
busy.
crazy.
That's
Yeah.
a crazy thing.
Yeah.
And our friend almost got in a fight with somebody who was like saying, no, you're taking my chair and whatever. It was like,
Aw.
awful.
Hello. Happy Halloween. Get ready for a spooky flow. Halloween playlist.
Lady Heather, fire, that's my favorite. Nick, do you go to certain classes down there? Maybe sometime I'll go
I do.
to NCH.
You know what I do lately? I've been doing this, I go Thursdays, I really like Thursdays because I can get this class at 8:30. And at 9:30, there's a power class where it's
Yeah.
like weights.
Yeah, I used to do that.
It's really hard. And I really like it.
Yep.
You know, it's, you know, helps me with my strength.
I've done them there, in one of our gyms back home, I belong to, they have, that's why I knew all of them, because they're with the same franchise, they're
Yes.
using, that's
Power
important, yeah,
I know, it's important to try to keep straight.
yeah.
So I try to do that Thursdays. Try to go to
If you don't mind, then I could get schooling in. Like the team you need here.
Who's doing like in the 5:30 or 6 class? There weren't many people going. That's a hard time for a place like this, you know?
Especially if it's in the summer.
Yeah. But even in the winter, she was only getting. Yeah. But she's busy. She has a busy schedule. She has a big following at NCH. A lot of people go to her class.
Yep.
And she's very popular.
Somebody told me recently about going to NCH and really enjoying the class.
It's very nice.
Yeah.
We have like 50 classes a week. All kinds of stuff.
And is it the
Oh,
NCH
lots of houses.
downtown? Yeah.
Yeah, right down.
So what kind of space do they have? Is it just a gym or is it?
They have a really big room upstairs. And they have a big stand room that they have. Then they have a couple of stalls.
Uh-huh.
So there's like 4 separate areas where they have classes. They have a lot of equipment. They have nice showers and clean. I take a shower there.
And do you pay a membership fee?
It's 12 visits for 100.
Yeah, I can do a member, I used to, that's where I started.
Yeah.
That's why I shared it.
Yeah.
Before this really got.
Too far for me.
They also have a pool there.
Yeah.
They have a nice pool. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've never used it. but
No,
that's
I
cool.
know, working
Yeah, I've
stuff,
never
but
used it.
it's nice.
Yeah, it's nice out there.
Yeah, they have a lot of, because they have that all upstairs, they have the spin room, and
Yes.
downstairs they have.
Close on my.
Good.
Good, good. So our ghost on our back.
Here's your ghost.
Uh-huh.
Great thing,
Okay. Last night, yeah, she's there, she's working right now. Yeah, I picked her up, she got in like 10 last night, 10 PM.
Love the hat.
Thank you, thank you.
What do you, if she has earrings too, you have to get.
Like
And she's got like spidery.
My
web-
spider yoga pants.
Oh, I didn't notice the spiders.
No?
Oh, and the earrings are ghosts.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that spider webs. I didn't notice those. So
The
she
hat's
was
new
with the
though.
hat.
I found the hat recently.
I
It's
love that.
gorgeous.
Very cool. I don't realize how wide it is, so I keep bumping into everything.
Very good.
Yeah. You want to see the downward dog.
Right, yeah, yeah, I don't know how long it's gonna stay on the head. Hi, Deb.
Hi, wonderful. I have to leave a little early for a meeting, so
No problem.
have a happy Halloween.
Yes, I know. I guess she canceled the class. Stephanie found out after the fact. Well, Stephanie said that something was sent out on Friday,
What's that?
about Jen's class yesterday, that it was canceled, and I guess a notice went out on Friday, but I don't know how those work, so.
Yeah, I don't
Want to
think
know what's on her?
it
We
wasn't
took Jen's
noticeable.
class on Friday and Saturday.
Oh, yeah. Hi, welcome. Come on up. Right here's good. Welcome to yoga.
Don't forget.
No, you're in the wrong spot.
Deb, Rough is her last name.
Well, they, well, there was snow in Florida this morning. And they've had snow at. Because it was there.
I'm Nancy. Leo, nice to
My
meet
wife's
you.
Bart.
Bart,
I
okay.
don't know if she's not very much.
Okay.
Kind of old.
So this is, we,
I'll try
added
to
this
keep up.
class for, it's going a little bit beyond the basics, so listen, cues, and, yeah, anything that you, doesn't feel good,
Yeah.
just say a downward dog or do child's pose, and yeah.
Okay.
Everybody else blocks, everybody knows?
No.
All right. The time. Okay, wonderful. Let's start in a seat. Welcome to Spooky Flow. Today's class inspired by Halloween. So the music, some of the poses. But yeah, but let's start as we usually do in a seat. So if you're crossing the legs and having a hard time, then not rounding spine, grab your block and bring it so it's under the sits bones. So then you have the opportunity and allow the knees to maybe fall toward the floor, or you could also try propping the knees up with the block on the side, and that might help you to sit up taller. So whichever is more comfortable for you. The other option, if your knees are okay with it, is you come up on your knees and bring a block or stack 2 blocks on top of each other, just like that. And then when you bring your seat down, it is elevated enough where then the step is off of the knees and the thighs. So try any of those to be able to find a comfortable place for your body, so that you can be able to sit in stillness for at least a couple of minutes while we open class. Does that feel?
Well, I had this knee replaced June 5th, so let's not go too far.
So that one, You might want to extend straight out.
I'll try to see if I can get it.
Okay. You can always extend the leg straight out.
Okay.
So, welcome. Let's let the eyes soften or close completely. Take a deep inhale through the nose and sigh it out through the mouth. And then just invite in a natural breath, inhaling and exhaling through the nostrils, and start a body scan. So starting at the top of the head and working your way down, noticing areas where you feel tension in the body. And inviting in a little bit of a softening with each inhale and exhale. So continuing with yesterday's lesson on really at the root of the yoga practice are what are called the yamas. The very first yama being ahimsa, which represents non-violence. Also stands for living a life of kindness and compassion. So bring your hands to your heart center, bringing the palms together, not pressing too tightly, just let them rest against each other. The thumbs just gently resting against the heart space. While yoga does include the physical component, we look to join together mind, body, and spirit. So in this moment of setting an intention, thinking in terms of nonviolence, as you move through your asana practice today, your physical practice, invite in kindness and compassion. Be gentle with yourself, honor your body. My favorite expression is no pain equals gain. So make that part of your intention this morning, to invite in ahimsa into your practice, and then think about how you're able to take it off your mat into your daily life. As simple as maybe a gesture of a smile toward a neighbor, a loved one, a stranger, or maybe an animal or a tree. Let's open with the sound of Om. Take a full inhale and sigh the breath out again. Inhale. Take another moment just to notice that you're here in this present moment. So any thoughts that you were having before you walked into the room, anything that you need to do after, just let those slip away a little bit and tune into your breath. So moving right into a 3-part yogic breath. Bring one hand over your heart, one hand to your low belly. Empty the breath all the way out on this next exhale. Inhale a third of the breath into the low belly. The next third into your rib cage. Next third up to your heart space, collarbones, and then exhale a third, and a third. So it doesn't have to be forceful. Your natural inhale, but pausing at a third, then you sip in another third into the rib cage, and then the final third, reaching up to your collarbones. Exhale a third, and a third. Inhale a third, and a third. Exhale a third, and a third. Inhale a third, a third. Exhale a third, a third. 2 more rounds. Inhale a third, and a third. Exhale a third, a third. Last one on your own. And once you finish that round, just return to your natural breath. And flicker the eyes open. And we'll come onto our props and rock forward to tabletop pose, hands and knees. Spread your fingers wide. Bring your knees under your hips, tops of the feet on the mat. Draw the navel toward your spine to find a neutral position for the spine. And then on your inhale, lift the crown of your head. Tilt your tailbone up into cow pose, and then exhale, draw the belly around the spine. I want to see black cats. Think of that black cat getting that big stretch through the spine. Inhale, reverse into cow pose. And exhale into that black cat. Inhale into cow pose. And exhale into cat pose. And then come to neutral. Move your hips over to the right. Circle them towards your heels. To the left. Rocking forward. Another big circle over to the right. Toward the heels. Coming around to the left, center, and then take that circle the other direction. Just making this organic, if you will. If there's one side where you need a little bit more attention, stay there, rock it out. And then we come forward, back to tabletop. Let's extend the right leg back. So you're on your toes. And then drop that heel down, push back so you get a nice deep stretch in the back of your right leg, that calf muscle, maybe feeling it in the toes and the foot. And then rock forward, lift that leg up, level your hips out, turn your toes to the mat. So moving into spinal balance, lifting that left arm up so it's in line with the ear. And finding equilibrium here. Turn the left palm to this exit wall to help that shoulder externally rotate. Visualize drawing your hips toward the midline for greater stability. And try and maintain that breath of inhaling and exhaling through the nose, almost like a metronome for your practice. Push through your heel, reach through the left fingertips. Inhale. Exhale, bring elbow to meet your knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. One more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. And then lengthen, drop the knee, drop the hand down, and then spread your knees a little bit wider, coming into wide-legged child's pose. So bring your toes together, push your seat to your heels, reach the hands out a little further to help let the chest and the forehead drop toward the earth. Coming into this wide-legged child's pose, allowing the hips to gently open. Allow the breath to fill that low back area, releasing tension in the low back. Taking the knees out as wide as your mat helps to rotate your hip flexors, allowing a little bit more space. Next inhale, we'll lift back up to tabletop so we can do spinal balance on the other side. Bring your knees back under your hips. Spread your fingers again, draw that belly in, reach that left leg back. So you're coming on your toes and then push back. So your heel is dropping down to the floor. So get that calf stretch first. Then rock forward, lift that left leg up. Level your hips by turning your toes to the mat. Once you feel stable, reaching through that heel, add the arm. The palm facing this TV wall now. Beautiful. So pushing that left heel as if you're standing on the windows. Beautiful, everyone. Draw the belly in, bring the hips to the midline for greater stability. And take that inhale. The next exhale will bring elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. Keep the belly engaged. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. And then we'll lengthen and then drop hand and knee down. And then come up on your knees and just rotate your wrists around. Maybe interlace the fingers and figure eight the wrists around. Extend your left arm out, dropping the fingers to the floor. Take your right fingers and just gently press those fingers in towards you, getting a deeper wrist stretch. And then we'll switch, extend to your right arm, drop the fingers down, gently pressing. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead, and exhale, bring the arms alongside for child's pose. So moving through a mini vinyasa here. Inhale to tabletop. Exhale, bend your elbows, hug them in, lower chin and chest down. Inhale, slide forward onto the belly. Take an inhale, exhale it out. Next inhale, peel that chest off the mat for cobra pose. And then exhale, push yourself up into cat pose. Keep that rounded spine as you lower in a child's pose. Sweep your arms alongside the legs. Inhale, come up on your knees, flip the arms overhead. And then exhale, drop into tabletop. Inhale into cow pose. Exhale into cat. Come to neutral, bend the elbows, lower chin and chest down. Inhale, slide the body forward. And then inhale, peel the chest off the mat, cobra. Exhale, lower down, push yourself up. Come into cat pose again and drop seat to heels. Wrap the arms alongside the legs. Inhale, come up on your knees, sweep your arms overhead. And exhale, tabletop, come into cat pose, that scared cat, black cat. Tuck your toes under, straighten the legs, lifting the hips, finding downward facing dog. And 5 breaths here, so make some movements if you want. Pedaling out your downward dog, drop one heel, bend the knee of the other leg. Check in with your hands. Notice if there's a lot of pressure in your wrists, try pressing into your thumbs, your index finger, the tips of your third, fourth, fifth fingers. Find stillness for a breath. Hips lifting up to the sky, head between the arms. Notice if you can soften and release any tension in the neck. And look between your hands. Walk your feet up, heel toe up to the top of your mat. And then bend your knees and roll up to stand. And when you get to lifting the head, lift the arms up, come up on your tippy toes. Werewolf. Ah. And then drop the heels to Tadasana. Moving into our sun salutation A. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, dive forward. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step both feet back to plank. Rock the body forward, then drop your knees. Hugging the elbows in, lower chin and chest. Inhale, slide forward onto the belly. Inhaling up into cobra. Exhale, lower down, tuck your toes under. Come to tabletop, make that scary black cat, rounding the back. Then lift the hips. Straighten the legs, downward facing dog, getting a full extension in the arms and the spine. 5 breaths. Breathe in, breathe out. 1, Leo, shorten your stance a little bit. Bring your feet in.
More?
Yeah, and then bring your hips, lifting them up to the ceiling. Put your head between your arms. There. Don't worry about your heels dropping down. 1 more breath in. And out. Look between your hands. For some, maybe you want to bend the knees and hop forward, floating the feet forward, or walk 1 footprint up at a time. Inhale to a half lift. And exhale, fold. Sweep the arms out, around, and overhead to bring yourself up to standing, hands to heart center, Tadasana. So you're on your own with this one. I'm going to take a look. Inhale the arms overhead, same sun salutation. Exhale, dive forward. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, forward fold, and then drop your, bend your knees, plant your hands, go back to plank pose. Lower down knees, chest, chin. And then slide the body forward, lift the heart space into cobra. Exhale, come into tabletop, rounding the back, and then extend the legs, lifting the hips up to the sky, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Inhale, exhale 1. Inhale, exhale 2. Inhale, exhale 3. Inhale, exhale 4. Inhale, exhale 5. Look between your hands, either walk your feet up or a light hop forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Take the arms out to the sides. Take a breath here. Feel that engagement in the belly. Then continue to lift the upper body. Arms float overhead. Hands to heart center. Come to Tadasana, mountain pose. Take a breath here to reset. Check in with your feet. Symmetrical. Second toe facing forward. And then we'll inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, dive forward. Grab your cups, place them on And then bend your knees and shoot that right leg back as far as you can, finding a low lunge. The right leg fully extended, left knee in line with left ankle. Drop the right knee down, uncurl the toes, and then sweep the arms, bringing you up to Anjaneyasana. Bring the arms out a little wider, making a V. Sweep the arms behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Shine the heart forward, getting little arching of the upper back. Full breath in and out. Release the arms. And then hands come to heart center, adding a twist. Twist to your left. Then lean the body forward, right elbow connecting with left knee. Stay here or tuck the right toes under and lift that right knee off the mat. You don't have to. These are just options, so don't do it if it doesn't feel good. They're all just positions of the same pose for you to explore. Sometimes lifting the knee might just be for one breath. And then everybody drop that knee down, bring the hands to heart center, float the arms up by the ears again. Hands to the blocks. Now tuck the right toes under and step that right foot forward to meet the left. Inhale to a half flip. Exhale, bend your knees, hands on blocks. Take that left leg back. Find your low lunge to start. So full extension in the left leg. Right knee in line with right ankle. Then we drop that knee down. Uncurl the toe. Inhale the arms, sweep them up. This time interlace the fingers. Bring them behind the head. Cradle the head in the hands. Draw the elbows back to find that little bit of an upper back arch. And then release. Hands to heart center. Twist to the right. Lean forward, that left elbow hooking with right knee. Stay here, just breathing into your twist. Or option to tuck the left toe under, lift that left leg. Feel like you're rooting down through the right foot. If you lifted the leg, drop it down. We all bring the hands to heart center, float them up to the ears again. And then come down to the blocks, but then move the blocks to the side. Plant your hands, lift that left knee off the mat, then step your right leg back, find plank. So 3 options here to lower, either knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. So for those who have practiced chaturanga, try not to collapse, but feed yourself right into upward dog. If you did upward dog, then you're going to roll over your feet, lifting the hips, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out here in downward dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Look between your hands. Either walk your feet up or hop forward. Lift up halfway. And exhale, fold. Fold opposite elbows here. Hanging like, gotta be a Halloween reference. We'll go back to the Raggedy Ann doll. A scary Raggedy Ann doll. Rock from side to side. And then bend your knees and roll up to stand. Come up on your tiptoes, lift your arms, make that scary werewolf. And then down to your heels, Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, and exhale. Hands to hips, little bend in the knees. We're gonna step the right leg back, find high lunge to start. So your heel is off the mat. Your left knee is bending. Your hips are faced forward. Now rotate that right heel down. Your feet are still on 2 planks of wood. If your right hip shifted back, shift it forward. Inhale the arms up by the ears. Warrior one. Full breath in and out. Gaze is strong. Looking forward at something that's not moving and focus on your breath. Peek down if you can't see your big toe. Move that left foot forward a little bit. One more breath in, and on your exhale, open into warrior two. So your hips are rotating to the right. You're going to move the right foot to be more in line with the left foot now. And then strong gaze over your left fingertips. Shoulders stacked with hips. Left knee still bending. You might want to widen the stance a little bit. One more breath in. And out. Sorry about that. Straighten that left leg. Shift your right hip and reach forward with the left fingertips. Bringing that left hand to the inside of your left calf. And then take your right arm straight up for triangle pose or candy corn. Beautiful, everyone. Try and keep your right side of your chest opening toward the sky. Reach it forward. Reach it forward. Yeah. And now lift it up. So keep that palm facing there. Yeah. One more breath in. And out. And then inhale. Lift yourself back up. Rebend that left knee. Drop your elbow and forearm to the left thigh. Bring that right arm closer to the ear for extended side ankle. Try not to let all your weight drop into that left elbow. Almost like you can lift that left arm and reach it like you're reaching and hitting the apple to the front. One more breath in and out. And then inhale, spiral your way down to the mat. Pivot that back foot. Step the left foot back to meet the right. We're in plank pose. Your choice, either lower knees. You can lower the whole upper body just like this. Or knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. If your belly is on the mat, come into cobra pose. If you did chaturanga, maybe right into upward facing dog. And we all meet in downward facing dog for a breath. One, inhale. And exhale. Look between your hands. Either hop the feet forward or walk the feet up. Inhale. Arms float out to the sides and overhead. Palms touch, hands to heart center, Tadasana. Beautiful standing series, everyone. Other side. So hands to hips, soften the knees, and we'll take that left leg back. Left heel lifted. Start in high lunge. to find good placement for the feet. Right knee bending, hip shining forward. Now drop that left heel down. Arms float up to the ears for warrior one. So that left leg now in full extension. The right knee bending toward 90 degrees. You can keep your hands on your hips for balance if that's better for you. We're going to open to warrior two. So you rotate your hips to face the TV. Move that left foot back a little bit and maybe widen your stance. Arms shooting straight out from the shoulders. Palms face down and your gaze is strong out over the right fingertips. Beautiful. Try and find where your shoulders are stacking over your hips. We don't want to lean forward. We want to have our spine be perpendicular with the floor, deepening the bend in the right knee. Now straighten that right leg. Shift your left hip a little bit. Reach the fingertips to the mirrors. Then bring that left hand down inside of the calf. The left arm reaches straight up. Triangle pose, candy corn. Reach that left arm up to the sky. That's as far as we just work there. Breathe into your breath to that shoulder. Inhale to lift back up. Bend that right knee. Extended side angle. So the right forearm drops to that thigh. Left arm comes closer to the ear. And for a little extra, reach that right hand to the TV. Nice, Marilyn. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then inhale, spiral the hands down to the mat. Pivot that back foot. Step the right foot back. We find plank pose. So from here, right into downward dog or lower down for a vinyasa or child's pose. So if you're doing chaturanga, remember your thighs do not touch the mat. So everybody now drop your knees and come to child's pose, any version of child's pose that you want. So knees can be wide or knees can be together. Arms can be out in front of you or arms can wrap around the legs. And just connect with your breath. Full breath in. Full breath out. One more breath in. And out. And then inhale, lifting yourself back up to tabletop. Come into that scary black cat. Tuck your toes under and continue to lift the hips organically, coming into downward facing dog. Inhale, lifting the right leg up, three-legged dog. Bend that right knee, flex the foot, lift that right knee up toward the sky. So you're opening that hip up. Try not to collapse in your left shoulder. Beautiful. Rotate that ankle around a little bit. And then drop that leg down, hugging the right knee into your chest. And step that right foot forward. Drop your left heel down. Lift that left arm up, circling your way up to warrior two again. And then reach down, grab your block, and place it at the highest height at a diagonal in front of this right foot, in front of your mat. Come back to warrior two. So coming into half moon pose. So watch me first. I'm gonna start to slide my left foot in. I'm gonna press into my right foot. I'm gonna reach down for the block. Then I'm gonna start to lift that left leg off the mat. Left arm comes straight up, just like in triangle. Have that block at the highest height. Beautiful. So your whole palm rests on it. So just, even if you just practice teetering, so you can practice leaning forward, reaching for that block, lifting up, and then lowering down. Lift up, lower down. For some of you, you might have practiced it for a while. Yeah? The left arm is straight up, just like in triangle. So left arm reaching up to the sky. Nice, Marilyn. If the leg is lifted, if that left leg is up, turn the toes to the mat. Oh no, sorry, to the wall. You're right. Yeah, flex that foot and push through the heel. Beautiful. Drop down, back to warrior two. Spiral the hands down, pivot that foot, step the right leg back, find downward facing dog. Nice work, everyone. So take a couple breaths here in downward dog before we do the other side. And I want you to, again, honor where you're at. If it's literally just placing the hand on the block and lifting the toes off the mat a little bit, that's fine. So now we're gonna lift that right leg up. No, left leg, sorry, left leg. Level out your hips. Bend the left knee. Flex that left foot. Lift that left knee up like fire hydrant. Opening that hip. Rotate your foot around, getting into the ankle a little bit. One direction and then the other. Then drop that left leg down, hug the left knee into the chest, and step it forward. Drop your right heel down. Circle the right arm up, lifting you into warrior two. Settle into warrior two for a few breaths. Get your bearings and your balance. Then we're going to start to move that right leg in. Deeper bend in that left knee, finding the block. You might be just right here, lifting the right foot off the mat a little bit. Or continue to lift it up. Half moon pose. What's Halloween without the moon? Scary half moon. You might even move that block out of the way and balance. I didn't bring you into full moon. There's then reaching back for that right foot. Coming into full moon. Not warmed up enough. And then drop back down to warrior two. Spiral the hands, pivot that back foot, and step that left foot back, finding downward facing dog. Full breath in and out. Rock the body forward to plank and then drop your knees down. And then bring the top edge of your mat toward your knees. So you're making an extra cushion for your knees. And then we're going to come onto our knees. And bring your blocks. Bring them on the outside of your ankles at the highest. werewolf. Otherwise known as camel. Ustrasana. So start by bringing your hands to the low part of your back. Hug the elbows in. Hug your shoulder blades in as if you are holding a coin with your shoulder blades. And then I want you to move, so with your hands, move your pelvis forward. Move your thighs forward. And now on your next breath, I want you to lift your chest to the ceiling as you lift your gaze. So the arching is happening in the upper thoracic part of our back, not our middle back, not our low back. So keep moving your tailbone down. Maybe now you reach one hand at a time for your blocks. Keep moving the pelvis and your thighs forward. Chest lifting up to the ceiling. Maybe the head drops back just a little bit more. It looks like a werewolf, right? Full breath in and out, and then come back to neutral. If you can, sit back on your heels for a breath. Taking a breath before we do a second one. Full breath in and out. Coming back up onto our knees. Hands low back. Helping to lengthen that low back. Move the thighs and the pelvis forward. Draw your shoulder blades toward each other. Start lifting the chest up to the ceiling. Maybe reaching fingertips for the blocks. Follow your breath on your inhale and exhale. Block should be right under the shoulders. One more inhale and exhale. Come back to neutral. Sitting back on your heels. Breath, hands maybe rest on thighs. Close the eyes. Full breath in and out. And then unfold your mat. Rock off onto your left hip. Swing the legs out in front of you, countering that back bend with a twist. So move the sits bones away from your flesh, away from your sits bones. Hug your right knee into the chest and step it over the left leg. Right hand comes behind. Keep your left foot flexed. Inhale, left arm up by the ear. Twist to your right. 5 breaths. Inhale, maybe close the eyes or soften the gaze. Letting this unfold. So maybe with each exhale, turning the head toward that right shoulder. Next inhale brings you through center. Take a counter twist to the left. And release. Release that right leg. Shake out the legs a little bit. Rock from side to side. Sit up nice and tall. Flex the feet. Draw the left knee to the chest. Step it over the right leg. Left hand comes behind. Inhale, right arm up. Find length. Then twist. Keep the chin in line with your sternum to start. Start a body scan, noticing your pelvis, noticing your navel, maybe adding, turning the head, slowly with each exhale. One more breath in. Maybe going there to twist a little deeper on the exhale. Next inhale, come through center, twist to the right. Release that left leg. Shake out the legs a little bit. Again, rock forward, make sure the flesh is off your sits bones. And then we'll hug the, I'm gonna mirror you. So hug the right knee into your chest. Let it drop out to the side. Bring the sole of the foot to the inside of that right leg, that left leg. Flex the left toes. Keep the knee and the toes facing the ceiling. Inhale the arms up by the ears. Slight micro twist to the left. Then hinge forward. You can support yourself here with the block under the forehead if you want. At any height, depending on how deep the fold is. But try and keep that length in the spine. Knee and toes still pointing straight up. And inhale to lift up. Bring that right knee up and extend it out. Draw the left knee in, drop it out to the side, sole of the foot. Coming to the inside, focus on that right leg for a sec. Right knee facing up. Inhale the arms up by the ears, slight micro twist to the right. Then hinge forward. At the point your back is going to round, that's your edge. Bring the hands down. You can support under the head with a block if you want. Full breath in and out. Inhale to lift up. And then bring that right foot in to meet the left. Butterfly pose, moth. Sit up nice and tall. So stay here just with feeling this length if you're feeling a deep opening in the hips, or you can hinge forward with each exhale. Allow the inhale to almost lift you up out of the hips. Feeling the breath wrap around the low back. Forward folds send a signal to our nervous system to begin a calmer state. Inhale to lift up and extend the legs out in front of you. Push the big toes away from you. Draw the pinkies towards you. So not pointing at all. So your feet are flexed, and then push the big toes toward me. Pull the pinky toes toward you. Then inhale the arms up. And again, it's a hinging forward. Hands come down at the point that your back's going to round. Again, you can support under the head with a block or two blocks. Don't ever shy away from using blocks to support you in a pose. It doesn't mean that you're doing the pose any less. It just makes it more accessible. Accessible for you to soften in the pose. Inhale to lift up. And then we'll slowly lower onto our backs. So one vertebrae at a time. Letting the head be the last. Slide the heels towards your sits bones, hug the knees into your chest, and rock from side to side. Feel your whole back in contact with the mat. Extend your left leg out long onto the mat, keeping the right knee hugging in, and then guide that right knee over to the left, coming into a twist, rocking onto the left side of your body. And right arm extends out from the shoulder. Your left hand can stay resting on that right knee. You can place a block under that right knee for support if you want, at any height. You can extend that left leg, that left arm out onto the mat if you want. Full breath in and out. Full breath in and out. One more breath in and out. Next, inhale, gather it in your belly as you rock back onto the back. Hug that left knee in. Extend the right leg out long. Guide that left knee over to the right, rolling onto the right side of your body. Support that left knee as you need to. Extend your left arm straight out from the shoulder. Turning the palm up helps to rotate that left shoulder. Trace your breath. Follow your inhale and exhale. This next exhale, sigh it out through the mouth, releasing those toxins from the body, rolling onto your back. Hug the knees into your chest. One more time, give yourself a squeeze. Bring your forehead up to your knees. Invite back in that compassion, that kindness toward yourself in this act of self-love. And then slowly lower the head. Extending the legs out long. Of course, we have to do corpse pose. Connecting with your inner corpse. So legs are separate. Heels pointing toward the corners, top corners of your mat. Flip your palms up to allow the shoulders to rotate, open. Maybe even press into the back of the head and lift your chest up. Glide your shoulder blades under. And then begin to let a pull back settle. Corpse pose, Shavasana, sometimes felt as the hardest pose of all. Inviting stillness into the body. Starting with the crown of the head. Soften the brow. Soften the eye sockets, those muscles behind the eyes.
Maybe open the mouth and then let the lips come back together naturally to help release tension in the jaw and soften the jaw, soften the whole face. Letting the tongue drop away from the roof of your mouth and allowing it to feel voluminous in the mouth. Soften in the neck area. Let the shoulders soften, zero effort. No need to hold yourself up here. Just allow yourself to land, arrive, and rest. Soften the rib cage and the belly. Release any grasping and clenching, maybe in hips, in the pelvis area. And just notice one body part at a time, releasing into the support beneath you. No longer needing to hold yourself. And surrendering into rest. Allow the legs to feel heavy as they soften, as they land. One final body scan. Notice if there's any last part of the body that's grasping or working with any effort. Bring the breath to that body part, inviting it to soften and rest. It's at this moment of rest when we feel the true effects of the physical, the asana practice. If there's any tingling, that stored energy leaving your body. We store so many emotions. If we store too much, just like a closet will explode. To escape needs to be released for self-healing. These next 5 inhales and exhale, silently repeat the word ahimsa. Slowly begin to deepen that breath. Maybe bring the hands, one hand over the belly, one hand over the heart space to feel the rise and fall of your breath as you deepen it. Noticing the rib cage expand, the lungs expand, feeling the breath reach your collarbones and then settling back down. And then start to wiggle your toes, rotate your ankles around. Maybe now wiggle your fingers, rotate your wrists around. Inhale, float the arms overhead, take a long stretch, and then hug your knees into your chest. Rolling onto your right side, taking that fetal position so that you don't come up lightheaded. So rolling onto the right side, notice your heart is higher so that when you take those deeper breaths, the energy flows down from your heart into your body. When you're ready, pressing into the left hand, the right arm, lifting yourself up to a comfortable seat and keeping the eyes closed or at a soft gaze. Bringing your hands back to heart center and a soft bow of the head toward your heart. Take a moment to thank yourself for being here. Next breath in and out, feel that compassion and kindness toward yourself. And then we'll seal our practice with the sound of Om, extending that ahimsa out into the world. So inhale. The light in me sees and honors the light in each of you. Namaste. Welcome. Aw. Happy Halloween. Be safe out there. Maybe just stay in your community. Don't mess with those goblins and ghouls out there. How you feeling, Leo?
Okay, I was getting a little dizzy for about 3/4 of the way through.
Your box to that.
Well,
Well, if
kind of inflexible on that.
little by little, and you breathe also not stay always that continual breathing process. But if you ever feel lightheaded, then I recommend coming to a seat until you feel neutralized again, and then or child's pose. Child's pose when our heart is lower than when your head's lower than your heart. That sometimes can bring lightheadedness. Oh, thanks, Nick. So then prop your forehead up with a block in child's pose so that your head doesn't drop low. Downward dog also, if you're feeling it there, then just sit downward dog and then just come to like a half lift, bring your block underneath your fingertips and just stay here so that your head doesn't drop lower than your heart. Anytime our head drops lower than our heart, it really causes us blood pressure. Yeah, you feel it. Until you warm up to it. And that's why yoga is so different than any other physical activity because it's a practice. And 2 days to start within a month.
Yeah, I'm trying to get myself to work more flexible.
Yeah, exactly. Well, flexibility is also a state of mind. Yeah, well, yoga can help, the breath can help. Monday's class, Monday morning at 9 o'clock is basics class. And then tomorrow, yoga meditation at 9:30. That's going to be a slower flow.
I'm gonna try to find
And then the meditation.
I'm down here till the
So
17th.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll be back after Christmas. So
all right.
I started to see a guy back at home to do some stuff privately.